More safety tech with 360-degree camera at $33,699 with all options included. The award-winning LG ZST battery is the more you've been looking for.
Hi, it's Flake here with your national briefing. Making news today, Australia Day protests, Victoria's grim COVID milestone, and are we one step closer to a flying car? Let's get into it. It's a momentous occasion for more than 16,000 people from over 150 nations who are becoming citizens today as part of Australia Day celebrations, with 400 ceremonies being held across the country. Meantime, PM Scott Morrison's spoken of his love for the nation at a big event in Canberra today.
Today, I am just filled with thanks and gratitude for the nation we are blessed to live in as a people. Despite all we have endured and the challenges that are still ahead, I am just thankful to be an Australian.
On the ABC there, more than 1,000 people have been recognised on the Australia Day honours list, including chef and restaurateur Maggie Beer for her service to aged care, tourism and hospitality.
It's kind of amazing. It's the sort of thing that you never think about happening, and when it does, it's like a bolt out of the blue, and you're very proud, but also, somewhat embarrassed too.
Tennis star Dylan Alcott's been named Australian of the Year overnight. He gave a passionate speech about embracing his disability and changing perceptions. While tens of thousands have turned out for Invasion Day marches across the country in Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, the ACT and more, several others have been held online in light of the COVID crisis. There's also been action in the nation's capital to commemorate 50 years of the Aboriginal Tent Embassy, the world's longest continuous protest over Indigenous land rights. These protesters speaking from the lawns of Parliament House, telling the ABC what the anniversary means to them.
That was established here back in 1972. It means a hell of a lot because at the end of the day, it's 50 years. It marks the Tent Embassy. The fact that we're still asking for the same things that we were asking for back in those days.
Well, the Tent Embassy means that it displays that the struggle has never stopped.
Now to the COVID front, there's been close to 52,000 cases reported today and sadly 87 deaths, while Victoria's COVID commander Jerome Winmar says his state's reached a grim milestone.
Now we've reported 35 deaths in the last 24 hours. Those have come over a number of days in the preceding period, but that's the highest single-day number that we've reported in the entire pandemic.
And work's underway to launch a car in Slovakia which turns into a small aircraft. However, if the air car is given the OK, drivers will still need a pilot's licence.
Whenever you're working near power lines, plan ahead, use a spotter and look up and live. For more Powerline safety tips, visit ergon.com.au.
Danielle Collins has progressed to the semi-finals of the Australian Open. The American beating Elisa Cornet in straight sets to progress. Her next opponent will be decided today. While Ash Barty takes on Madison Keys in her semi tomorrow, while Australian of the Year Dylan Alcott will play in the men's quad singles final too. To cricket, and selectors already have one eye on Australia's tour of Pakistan in March. It'll be the first time the Aussie side's travelled there since the late 90s. Chair of selectors George Bailey says every measure will be taken to keep the playing group safe.
The two briefings that I've sat in on, the security sounds very, very robust and very, very thorough.
However, first up, it's the Aussies T20 series against Sri Lanka, which begins next month. Still on cricket, and the final spot in the Big Bash final will be decided tonight when the Sydney Sixers face the Adelaide Strikers. And the Socceroos train in Melbourne tonight ahead of tomorrow's World Cup qualifier against Vietnam. Download the free listener app now to get headlines and in-depth
increasing and 31 degrees across Cairns for the rest of today, down to 24 tonight, showers tomorrow and 30 degrees. Our listener app is the new home of radio, podcast, music and news. Join up to listen live or on demand now.